We know that turtles are always born from eggs. Mother turtles lay eggs and leave, father turtle is gone. And there's no one there to guard them, no one to teach, no one to feed, no one to care for them. The turtle you'll meet tonight, certainly won't be a stranger to perhaps all of you, is a turtle I met almost 20 years ago when he hatched from an egg the size of a golf ball. He was super tiny and super cute. I used to pick him up in my brother's breakfast spoon. But when this turtle grows up, I won't be able to pick him up. When he grows up, he should weigh a little more than I weigh, but he will never weigh 1,000 pounds. Some turtles do. I named this turtle Chuggamuga, but we have always called him Little Alexander, the great big alligator snapping turtle. This is Little Alexander. He is real. This is Little Alexander. He really is alive. He is a beautiful, very prehistoric looking, from the bottom of the mighty Mississippi River where he never lived, alligator snapping turtle. He's called the alligator snapping turtle because of the size of his head. He's called the alligator snapping turtle because of the size of his beak. Of course, a turtle's mouth is called a beak. Turtle's beak is sharp and powerful. But turtles have no teeth, and reptiles truly don't chew their food. For almost 20 years I've raised him, but he will never be my pet. He will never know me the way your dog or cat or bird knows you. This morning I was so glad to see him, but he's never glad to see me. Last night I missed him. He never misses me. Reptiles don't feel happiness and they really don't feel sadness. That's not why they're called cold-blooded. The reptiles feel hunger and thirst and the heat and the cold. I wish we could look inside his shell. He has some things all reptiles have. He has a heart and lungs for breathing, an amazing stomach, other vital organs, lots of bones in his body. But some turtles, of course, are plant eaters. Little Alexander is primarily a carnivore. Reptiles normally don't kill animals just to kill them. This turtle will catch a big fish, that leaves room for little fish. He catches sick fish and weak fish, leaving room for healthy fish. And if little Alexander finds a dead fish in the river, it might not look or smell pleasant, but when he eats the fish, we know that he becomes a scavenger. Helps to keep the bottom of the river clean. He doesn't look real and he doesn't feel real. But every day he gets bigger and stronger, could easily live for 100 years. For 44 years I've been raising his dad, Alexander, the great big alligator snapping turtle. When I met his dad, a first-class stamp was 8 cents. A gallon of gas was $0.25. I still had my hair. This afternoon I was leaving a middle school in Howard County when a 6th grader came over to me on her way to the bus. And she told me of all the reptiles she had met, she liked this turtle the most. I told her thank you. He doesn't get a lot of compliments. But then, before missing the bus, she looked at me and said, "You really need to feed him more." And I said, "I do?" And she said, "Of all people, can't you tell he's really hungry? He keeps his mouth open all the time." Well, certainly everyone in this room knows that he's a turtle. But when this turtle looks at us, I believe there's 2 things he knows about us. That we're bigger than he is. And sometimes big creatures eat the little. So he's exhibiting a behavior called intimidation. I think he wants all big creatures to see his beak and run home. But sharing his beak really hurts no one. Maryland, of course, has common snappers, Georgia and Florida, and a few other states have alligator snapping turtles. But if you lived in Florida all of your life, you'd probably never see one in the wild because they don't live everywhere. And where they live in Florida and Georgia, it's against the law to buy them or sell them, to hunt them or kill them, to catch them or keep them. I think he's a beautiful turtle. I get to see him 7 days a week, and the holidays too. But if you check out a book on turtles, you might not even believe the pictures, because books can take us to places we've never been.